Hello.
That was a number that you just said there.
Yes, that was a number that did not appear in the actual recording, and we are recording now. So they will never understand what the number is.
Exactly. That'll just be a inside joke, I guess. I don't
That's
know.
going to be the true mystery of this.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess to summarize our experiences going in, I have read all of Higurashi, all of Umineko, and experienced most of the content available for both. Whereas you have seen like 2/3 of Higurashi Go, and that's it.
And that was literally only because we watched it together.
Yeah. Regarding Ciconia, I've read like the first bit. I don't think I even finished a full chapter, but I kind of know what we're going into at the very start, but not much past that. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to get into it.
I mean, yes. I don't know what else I was gonna say.
Oh, 7th expansion, which is like one guy, by the way.
Just
yes.
makes me think
This is already.
he expands.
This is already worth the $40 I spent on this. Okay. I guess I'll be the propaganda guy.
Oh wait, is this communism?
No. Maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Mayhaps.
To fly freely at the speed of sound like a fighter jet. I cannot speak. To fearlessly withstand all attacks like a tank. To wield the weaponry of a fortress, a warship. What if all these superpowers were compressed into the left arm of a single soldier? I'm not talking about some sort of comic book hero, which is definitely not what the screen is showing right now. What you're looking at is the next generation of soldiers who will defend world peace with violence.
Yes, in a comic book.
Oh, now it's narrator? Is this...
Wait, I'm confused. Was that two different people?
Was that not the narrator before?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's... Oh, I think it's like the... Before it was the narrator of the novel, like it's like the narrator POV, and now it's like the propaganda video.
So there's the narrator narrating before the narrator?
Yeah.
Logic.
Hey, this is better than the previous two games in Higurashi and Ciconia. Or not Ciconia. In Umineko. It doesn't even tell you who is talking with the quotes. You just have to like guess.
Oh, it just tells you what's being said, just
Yeah.
like real life.
Yeah, but there's no voices unless you have a patch. Or you have the console version. The aerial augmented infantry, otherwise known as the Gauntlet Knights. This elegant gauntlet worn on the left arm and reminiscent of medieval knights contains all the weapons and technology humanity has given birth to thus far. It controls all ATOM in their bodies, I don't know what that is, but... and the surrounding air, enabling them to free themselves from the laws of the surface world and surpass them.
I have no idea what this is even about, but it sounds neat, I guess. Who is this supposed to be? The narrator's narrator?
Yeah. The video showed a lone boy soldier wearing a gauntlet on his left arm standing on a massive airstrip. A whistle blew and his body floated upwards about 10 centimeters. He was literally floating. Cutting edge Cutting-edge AMS techniques made it possible to create and control force fields, releasing his body from gravity. The whistle blew again, and his floating body danced like a bird, flitting about the space over the airstrip at will. Gauntlets give soldiers the same mobility as an aircraft. Their maximum speed is in no way inferior to the best fighter jets from around the world. And the powerful Gs that would normally put a harsh burden on them have been eased thanks to anti-G AMS in their bodies. This allows them to fly in ways pilots of existing aircraft could never even dream of. Beautiful. And when taken to an extreme, even Ricochet flying is possible.
That moment when you're an actual rocket.
The video changed scenes. A Gauntlet Knight practicing in the skies above the training grounds was being recorded from behind by a friendly plane in pursuit. That doesn't sound friendly. One moment the Gauntlet Knight was flying in the elegant, familiar way of a plane, and the next its trajectory became complicated and bizarre, as if it was being bounced at odd angles like the diffused reflection of light.
Hey, that's just my life.
No comment. Because it looked like they were rebounding fiercely off the walls of a pipe as they flew, this was known as ricochet flying. As the word ricochet suggests, the Gauntlet Knights kept flying at fierce, sharp angles without losing any of their speed. Normally, flying like this would put enormous G's on their brain and all over their body, likely killing them instantly.
But like an anime,
oh, this is great. However, AMS Tech has freed them from all of the ground's restrictions. Did I mention I paid $40 for this?
Yeah, why?
Even amazing mid-air movements like these are now possible. And I want you to pay close attention to this footage. This is a fire control system trying to target a Gauntlet Knight. As it tried to target the Ricochet flying Gauntlet Knight, a computer-controlled sight indicator with prediction lines kept appearing and disappearing. The Knight's movement, which ignored the common sense of physics, confused the fire control system, and it was completely unable to lock onto its target. All fire control systems created so far were completely useless against the Gauntlet Knights.
English.exe has stopped.
Yeah. Though they can display this level of mid-air mobility, Gauntlet Knights are not planes. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. I thought they were planes for a second. They truly are infantry, aerial augmented infantry. Their ability to land and take off is completely unrestricted, so they can carry out tactical operations anywhere a human is able to stand.
Yeah, this is just an anime.
Well, yeah.
Yes, it is.
By this point, Gauntlet Knights already possessed all the strengths of fighter jets VTOL? I don't know how you pronounce the acronym. Aircraft and helicopters. So then, what about their weaponry? You're probably thinking that regardless of their mobility, they'll be completely useless if they don't have the firepower to take down their targets. But when it comes to Gauntlet Knights, that's an utterly needless concern.
Cool pose time.
The Dimension Container System, brought about by cutting-edge 4DP technology, made it possible for a person to take massive arsenals of weapons and ammunition with them. The scene changed. A boy soldier, who was apparently a Gauntlet Knight, stood still in what looked like a vehicle service station. Set about him in a radial pattern were all sorts of weapons and ammunition, like a weapon bargain sale. There were rows and rows of missiles designed for fighter jets, just as many precision smart bombs, and even several heavy torpedoes designed for major warships. This was clearly more weaponry than your average fighter jet. Furthermore, there were howitzers and their ammunition laid out alongside them. Okay. As well as multi-barreled machine guns with ammo belts folded several times over. And that wasn't all. There were also reconnaissance drones, several types of signal flares, ammunition resupply containers, and various construction kits with everything down to the slightest detail packed in.
I just want to say I like how the music is just so dramatic, and then
Oh, yeah.
there's the fact that some of the text isn't even in the boxes.
Yeah. That's Tsukishi for you.
Amazing.
This massive set of military ordnance can all be carried by a single gauntlet knight. And if they specialize in carrying capacity, they can fit in the same amount of weaponry as an attack carrier. Witness the armament of a battleship and the mobility of a fighter jet. This is a gauntlet knight, but that's not all. They also possess an ultimate technique that cannot be reproduced with any currently existing weaponry. Watch and learn. The scene changed and it now appeared to be an outdoor shooting range. The same gauntlet knight boy soldier. Boy soldier stepped forward. Several adult soldiers stood side by side, some distance away, all pointing guns at him. That's not nice.
That is very mean.
Yeah. I like how there's like little sound effect text that isn't like in any human language just appearing.
Yeah, you just know it's sound effect text because it's sound.
Yeah. Immediately after a whistle blew, the sound of gunfire and smoke rushed towards the boy, as though a bunch of firecrackers had been set off. That was it. Nothing happened. It was a bit of a letdown. Do you understand what just happened? Let's slow it down a bit. Yeah, me neither. The same scene was replayed in super slow motion. Bullets really were launched from the soldiers' guns. However, they were all bounced back along with a white glow from a spot directly in front of the gauntlet knight.
Huh?
The next time a whistle blew, a soldier who had been laying prone and wielding a light machine gun sent a signal, then laid down a powerful barrage.
It just made it sound like he was laying down and got up and laid back down.
Yeah. He was lying prone, and then he laid down.
Exactly.
I think he just laid more down.
So he was probably reclining, lying down. Then he laid all the way down.
Now I'm just imagining there's someone in like a lawn chair, just in the background, who like reclines back, like who just like reclines back and then pulls up like a shotgun.
Amazing.
I don't know if I
That'd be cool
read that.
post time.
This is the invincible defense Gauntlet Knights proudly wield the rejection shield. I was gonna make a joke about that, but one didn't come to mind immediately.
Yeah, so it rejected the concept of a joke.
Yeah. The scene
That wasn't
changed
really
again.
a joke.
Yeah, I might have to reject that one. The same soldier boy was standing in a different part of the shooting range, but this time the camera was far away from him.
Yeah, the cameraman wanted to stay away.
Yeah. Oh, I love this royalty-free fire effect.
Amazing.
After the countdown, the boy was swallowed up by a massive explosion that looked like something out of a Hollywood film. Or an anime.
Or both.
An anime directed by Michael Bay. This joke was brought to you by 2013. But when the flames disappeared, he was still standing there with a blank expression, as though nothing had happened. An invincible defense! And easy control over the skies. The ability to use endless weapons at will. And every bit of that all compressed into a single Gauntlet Knight. In this new
That
era...
just sounds like an edgy character.
In this new era, the numbers representing the military might of nations will surely shrink drastically. All we'll need to know is how many talented Gauntlet Knights each nation has. The scene changed several more times, showing various scenes of Gauntlet Knights training. Sometimes they led fighter jet formations, and sometimes they led aircraft carrier fleets. Then they landed jauntily on the ground, surrounded by a tank division.
The word jauntily just makes me think of bouncing. They just land and bounce.
Guess that's not
I don't know
entirely
why.
wrong. Come, boys and girls yearning to become defenders of peace. Wouldn't you like to join those who stand at the head of all militaries of peace, blazing the way into a new era? The aerial augmented infantry awaits you. The moment you put a gauntlet on your left arm, you will become a gauntlet knight. I see nothing wrong with this.
Are they recruiting children?
Well, yeah, because it's anime.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that sprite?
As you can probably guess, the art is done by the person who does the writing, Rikishi.
Oh.
And art is not his primary focus.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Very nicely made. Do you think it could get a bit shorter though? My back's starting to hurt.
Of course.
The old officer rose from his seat in the projection room, rubbing his back. A young, voluptuous female officer who seemed to be a private security helped him up.
I think that's the secretary, but okay.
Oh, secretary. Did I say security?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't.
That's relatable.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, you want to read that? Because I think that's supposed to be someone different. I mean, I guess it's several people, but you can be their hive mind.
I don't have anything to say to that, but it was funny. I don't know why I had to say it, even though anyways. No, sir, we cannot make it any shorter in light of the regulations.
Those dang regulations getting in the way of our child slavery. Is that so? Very well, very well.
I wonder what regulations they even are at this point.
I want to know if those are like sunglasses he's wearing, because they clearly don't have like the hinges. Yeah, or if that's just like shading. Because that's very weird looking shading.
Maybe they're just sunglasses that are stuck to his face permanently.
I like how his entire body is made of dirty fabric.
Yes.
He looks like a puppet.
Well, maybe he is. Who knows?
Yeah, that's gonna be the twist. By the way, kids like explosions, right? Bang, bang, boom, all of that. We gotta add more flashy scenes. More flashy scenes. Also, the hook in the 15 seconds is important, understand? I studied film back in the day, so I know all about it.
Of course.
When the old officer started talking proudly, the other officers all took out notepads at once and made a show of writing it down diligently.
They just made a show of it, they didn't actually write it down.
They put on a play where they wrote down on notepads, and that was the entire play.
Exactly. Ellipses.
Since you said that, you're taking this character. Yeah, this is from his perspective.
Okay. Look at this moronic video they've made.
Yep, that's his voice.
I agree with that. As if just putting a robot toy on your arm could turn anyone into a superhuman being. Okay.
You might recognize this guy from like 2 minutes of Higurashi Go.
Or, I don't have that good of a memory, so...
Okay.
I don't know.
It's clearly not the same character, but...
Vaguely, now that you mention it.
Yeah, the guy with the giant nose.
In the first place, these aerial augmented infantry things are still just theoretical, of course. If it was just a portable system for individual flight wielded by specialist troops, that'd be realistic enough. But then you throw in one bit of ridiculous technology after another and call them gauntlet knights. What, are they superheroes from some American comic book? Even though this thing's made in Japan, right?
Yeah. True, there weren't any lies in their catalog specs. They could fly like fighter jets, carry weaponry like battleships, and set up invincible barriers like tanks. And that propaganda I guess this is still from his perspective. If he's
Is it? I can't.
yeah,
I can't tell.
because it says the brat.
Ah, okay. In that propaganda video, the brat looked like he was flying around happily. Still, the shock reduction provided by the anti-cheat AMS isn't invincible.
God, this music is so loud.
It's also very dramatic.
Yeah.
He did a bit too much Ricochet flying, and after the shoot, the capillaries in his eyeballs ruptured, eventually rendering him unconscious.
Okay. I just heard up your audio, so this might be better.
Okay. If only they filmed it. If only they'd filmed it in one take, he'd probably still be able to see. But now he's Asian.
What? Even the dimension container, which worked like the four-dimensional pocket, kept having issues. Okay.
Oh, it's probably still the same guy. Just how many brats have been turned into mincemeat when they tried to open it up and then immediately got hit by an explosion before they could fire up their rejection shields.
I reject you, explosion. You just tell it no.
Exactly, and then it's not legally allowed to harm you.
What if the explosion says it's a free country?
Oh, I mean, they're not in America, are they?
Yeah, you're right. There's only one free country.
Of course. Even that rejection shield had only become stable very recently. And if it doesn't work perfectly when a brat's flying at 800 kilometers an hour, all it takes is a lazily flying pigeon to smash their heads to bits. I can finally read.
Yep. I mean, they say that, but I feel bad for the pigeon.
Exactly. Animal lives matter more.
Okay, this is
We'll soon have plenty of brats to work with. Put flashy ads that at least look good, and then you'll find all the stupid kids you need. Yes, because all kids are stupid. After all, anyone would want to do it. If I'd been in my teens and someone had told me that I could become the face of our entire military, flying unaided through the sky, I'd be screwed too.
Do you think you could turn up your volume even more? It might have problems with audio, but I still think, like, for context for people watching this, there is no audio settings in this game. I spent some time trying to figure it out, so we'd like have to work around it.
Okay, I turned my
yeah, that should
mic
be better.
sensitivity up.
Yeah, I mean it's clipping a bit, but I don't think we can get around that.
Yeah, I think that's just Discord doing a thing.
Yeah,
And then there's the
that's the perfect laugh for him.
Of course. Still, a bird in the hands with two in the bush. What bush? George Bush?
Silence.
But then I can't read things.
Yes.
Anyways, in the end, it'll just be an S.
An e-sport.
I can't read the word e-sport. Okay, where you can't really fly outside the simulator.
By the way, aerial augmented infantry boy in this video really is young and bold. I'd like to get a chance to meet him. Do you think you could bring him to dinner tonight?
Oh, that sounds excellent. How do you pronounce his name?
Captain Okanogi.
Major General, sir. I'm afraid to say that he's already perished in the line of duty. That is a funny word.
What? Is that true? What a shame. Look, he looked magnificent, so I was hoping to give his career a boost. Too bad, too bad.
Someone died, too bad. Yeah.
Truth be told, that explosion scene in the video just was also the
is
scene
the
of his
drum?
death, Major General, sir. Which is why we're airing it on public television. Okay,
Of course.
you gotta do it.
Just
There it is.
how did I do it before?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh wait, yeah, I'll continue back at the same time. The filming schedule was a bit too rushed, so he must have been overworked. He screwed up with its shield during the flashiest scene at the very end. Thanks to that, we were forced to edit it to make it look like he'd survived the massive blast. Dang it, it's not like we've got the budget for this kind of thing.
Okay. I'll just take it. Sir, it's about time you went to your car.
It's about time.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
This is... Well then, keep up the good work, everyone. Also, everyone's eyes will be on the aerial augmented infantry division at the Battle Standard Festival, so make sure you give it your all. By the way, I believe a contestant from here in Japan will be representing the AOU, correct? Animation.
I like how the characters are just drawn like that, and then there's the scenery. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
It's almost like one of those two things was done by a professional.
One, yes. It's Second Lieutenant Mitake
Meow.
Yeah, okay.
Like a cat.
Of the I don't know how to pronounce 17th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad War Cat. That makes sense. Dang it, if that skinny brat's supposed to be representing the Rising Sun at the International Battle Standard Festival, this world really is screwed.
That's rude.
Did they draw that character slightly bigger than they were supposed to? Because it kind of looked like it.
There was definitely some weirdness when it was shifting with like the angle and the perspective.
Yeah, it looked like she took up like a bit more in the building than she should have.
I think that's a boy.
Well, you know what? No one can tell. It doesn't really matter.
Anime.
Yes. From now on, just refer to everyone as they. Just everyone.
That sounds good to me.
This work was created in Japan in 2019.
Any similarities to real visual scripts, religious, or Vatican document number 34 specifically are entirely coincidental. I like how it's like it's a coincidence. If you see something relating to Vatican document number 34, it's a coincidence. I swear.
I mean, obviously, it's not like people make things to resemble things on purpose.
Yeah. This was a thing I knew about. So apparently, there's an embargo on releasing videos past Chapter 7, but also the second phase, I guess they're calling it, the second arc of this was supposed to be out by now. So I guess I'll find a way in editing to make it so that once we get past that point, you can still like watch the videos and enjoy it if you have read this, but I'll like edit it in such a way that like you aren't like getting literally this content, if you know what I mean.
Like all this random plot, like this part, the part with all the words.
Yeah, I might like cut it or like hide some of the video or something like that. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah. One step at a time. That just looks like watercolor.
The top of Super Tokyo Tower sat 666 meters above the ground. Surrounding it, the scenery of the night stretched as far as the horizon. The hustle and bustle of the service didn't reach this place, nor did its troubles and complications. The sky is the only place we can be truly free.
Like a burp.
Verb. And there atop the... Okay, you're taking this character, by the way.
Okay, what was I gonna say? I don't know. and there atop the antenna mast at the peak of the tower, I stood, not sat, not laid down, stood.
Yeah.
My fear of heights is now a little more than fond memory. Of course, that's not really such a great thing. In your everyday life, if you jump out a third-story window and seriously hurt yourself. If you jump out a third-story window and seriously hurt yourself because you can't be bothered to go down a staircase, well, that's just a joke among people like us, but a pretty common one.
Ha 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 ha.
Imagine just being too lazy to go down a staircase, so you just literally die instead.
Yeah. Something like that. The trouble I'm having with reading some of this out loud is that they take a lot of shortcuts in the narration that you wouldn't normally expect in narration. Like, there's... Hang on. Let me just look here. Okay, of course, that's not really such a great thing. Like... Never mind.
I mean, it isn't such a great thing. I don't think, anyways. I don't know what it's talking about.
I don't know. My brain's fuzzy. I'm gonna cut that out.
Let's just look at that facial expression.
Okay, if there's one thing I like about this, about the character right that this guy does, it's the facial expressions.
It's amazing. Just to check, I glanced at my left arm. It was clad in a bulky contraption that resembled some piece of European armor. That device, which extended from my shoulder to my fingertips, was unsurprisingly called the gauntlet. Knowing it was there meant that I could relax and forget about the laws of physics. No, that's amazing. Phew. I let out a deep breath and gathered my wits.
All of them.
Yes.
All 29 of my wits.
The last one was already there. Then I slowly extended my right foot into the black void of the nighttime sea. This isn't Minecraft.
I don't get it, but okay.
Because under the bedrock is just void. Anyways, gravity pulled in my entire body and I slowly fell forward. I dove into the nighttime sea.
Yes, you heard.
Yes, the gentle change caused by gravity was soon accelerating me towards the ground at an incredible pace. I was in free fall with the positions of heaven and earth swapped. A natural free fall without any force field manipulation feels the best. Of course. My body fell faster and faster. I can never get enough of this sense of acceleration! Exclamation mark. I was probably getting near the ground, probably, but it felt as though I could sink forever through that black nighttime sea. Part of me wanted to wax poetic, but this was simple vertigo. The sum of my mental data, not including sight, left me fully aware of the speed and trajectory of my fall.
How would you say not including sight, specifically?
Ah.
I mean, you can see you're falling, right?
That's what it looks like from the background.
Yeah.
As well as the surrounding terrain and the time to the time to impact? Is that even grammar?
Yeah. This is what I was trying to say in that part that was probably cut. It says things in such a way that the narration says things in such a way that you might say when you're like speaking quickly to someone and you're not really thinking about the language, which trips me up a lot when I'm trying to read this stuff out loud, because narration you expect to be more formal than that.
But this is very compact.
Yeah. That's definitely a translation thing.
The instant before I smashed into the asphalt of the Shuto Expressway, I kicked off empty air like Mario, and the ballistic curve of my descent snapped into a right angle.
That sounds like it would hurt.
It probably would. In the vacant space I'd launched from, something blossomed, delicately bathed in the white phosphor. I can't read today. Phosphorescence. They floated and they're incredibly beautiful.
I like how that circle is like literally... It's like literally FFFF, right?
What?
The hex code.
Oh, that's what you meant. Almost as though an angel's feathers had been scattered about. But how do you know angel's feathers are actually white? Gravity no longer bound me. Though my body was that of flesh and blood, it now soared like a swallow, which is also a flesh and blood. And
True.
I'll glide so low, I'll be a hair's breadth away from skirting the asphalt of the Shuto Expressway.
Despite the fact that my body was made of flesh and blood, it soared exactly like this other thing made of flesh and blood.
And feathers.
Feathers. Whoa, those effects. That's where the $40 budget went to.
Exactly. That's I almost said a brain.
It's just that moment.
A train bridge came into sight before me. I almost said a brain bridge.
I keep wanting to read the text as like Japanese, but it's just not. It's just nonsense. It's weird because like it's clearly based on like the knowledge of how Japanese letters look, so it looks like that style at a glance, but it's just not. It's just lines.
Oh, I mean, good, fair enough. No one here notices. Across it raced one of those new steam engine locomotives that just debuted this year. The steam engine is synonymous with economic revolution that kicked off a wave of technological advancement. I somehow pronounced all of those words correctly. It was also a first step towards mechanizing technology.
There you go.
I doubt any of the greatest great technological geniuses of the past would have expected it to make a comeback after the nuclear age.
But we had to have a steampunk story.
Of course.
Of course.
I was saying of course anyways, and then I looked at the text and it said of course. That was neat.
Yeah.
Of course. Though it resembles an old steam engine, its operating principle is completely different. After coal, then oil, and then the atom, humanity got its hands on a new ultimate fuel, human flesh, totally. It was called spiritium. When spiritium engines convert energy, they expel large clouds of a mist that resembles water vapor. And so the haze of countless spiritium engines' exhaust has become the mark of a massive city. Let's just hope it's not greenhouse gas.
Yeah.
I happily brushed through the vapor billowing out that steam locomotive. It makes it sound like they also build out of the steam locomotive.
Yes.
The forest of skyscrapers awaited me on the other side. My English is broken. all over were buildings with Victorian and Art Nouveau themed designs, like a scene out of the 19th century.
So we just decided it was cool again.
Yeah, totally. The brick facades and spires were beautiful.
Wait, is a facade like an actual physical object? Because I thought it was just like a trick or a jape. I didn't know that it was like an actual object.
It
like,
must be, right?
Is like the word actually based on that? And what kind of connection would that have?
Maybe it's something that hides something.
Maybe.
Mayhaps. The golden glitter of the brass steam pipes tingled.
That's not gold, that's brass.
Huh?
It's not gold, that's brass.
Golden glitter of brass.
Yeah.
Tangled over every surface was also gorgeous under the floodlights. There were also Japanese-styled electric billboards interspersed throughout it. The slightly twisted yet strangely appealing contrast was the essence of the Tokyo metropolis at night. The cityscape style and fashion sense were all reminiscent of the 19th century.
Yeah, I got that.
I like how they state things multiple times.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get that a lot with Ryukishi's writing.
That's just like my thought process. However, behind the artistic veneer celebrating the rebirth of an economic golden age lay state-of-the-art inventions that could fairly be called the ultimate in human tech.
Ah, yes, because we know those innovations ended up being very good for human rights in the short term.
And at the cutting edge of that cutting edge, that sounds edgy, it had finally become possible for a flesh and blood human to fly like this. Not like paragliders weren't a thing.
And not like flesh and blood swallows.
Exactly.
Because those aren't made of flesh and blood.
A few people so far. There's a lot of things made of flesh and blood that can fly. And I was one of those lucky enough to enjoy this privilege. I like how sometimes I can't read and sometimes I read a whole sentence very much correctly.
Yes.
Every era and every society is fundamentally bad, I'm just gonna say.
What?
When you
Come
get
on, it's
right down
just
to it.
crap.
Exactly, I just don't.
That's like a middle school word.
But there's one thing I can say. Being granted the ability to fly freely like this makes me glad I was born in this era! Exclamation mark. Being careful not to fly too high, I raced through the forest, the skyscrapers, and billboards. This felt way more like flying than staring down from above did. The newspapers keep saying that we should cut down the numbers of electric billboards to avoid disrupting the city's scenery, but I kinda like this look. After all, Tokyo has looked like this since the day I was born. Why should I give the damn about the ancient Tokyo those adults long for so much? I could not read that sentence for some reason.
Did you just say that, but you couldn't say crap?
I don't know why. This is our Tokyo. Communism.
Silence.
Yeah, I just have a weird vocabulary because some things I just don't say. It's not like a moral thing or something. I just don't.
Okay.
As I continued to pick up speed, I slipped past billboards that stretched out over the road and seemingly competed with each other. I was like, I can't read. Greater Tokyo Securities. Minus Spiritium. How do you even pronounce that?
Yao
Life
Yoda's
insurance.
That.
It's some sort of life insurance, yes. Cure-alls from mental displays by... What?
I don't know, Fujix?
Cat karaoke sushi cosplay. That sounds like every Loop's dream.
Yes.
Destroy foodstuffs, eat wisely, mighty soldiers of a rich nation.
I like how
Japan.
I like how that part isn't even in quotations. That's like the character saying that, I guess. I think.
Yeah, like imagine just Japan being able to militarize again. Snacks recommended by the National Defense Boys Club.
Oh. Okay.
Use open setting. Oh yeah, they have to change it for it's Coca-Cola. The cola bottlers are the official sponsors of the International Battle Standard Festivals of Peace.
I mean, it's
Yes.
pretty much a standard of the series since Kentaka.
Oh. I glanced down, stopped, and gleamed the swarm of cars blanketing the highway that wound through the downtown district. The exhilarating feeling of gliding for all of them was by far the most primal part of the primal joy of flying. Why he's wording. You know, you forget this feeling if you don't fly every now and then.
Who are you talking to?
to themselves? Question mark? It's only natural that flying through the air is exhilarating. I can't speak in English today.
Boing.
At that moment, Little Frog character hopped into the corner of my mental display. It was Selcom's most beloved mascot. Kiripoyo? I'm gonna assume I pronounced it correctly.
Close enough. Also, I want to imagine that by mental display, they don't mean like a sci-fi tech. It's just like this person being insane.
It's just in the brain.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then it made a mental announcement, if that wasn't clear enough, with that funny default voice.
Oh god, I might have to take the funny voice.
I don't know. I don't even know the voice.
Our friend has arrived, Poyo.
Immediately, a friend started talking to me through my Kazuna.
Kizuna.
Why is that capitalized?
Cause I guess that's like the technology. I mean, the word itself literally means bond.
Oh.
Like a bond between people.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it could be like a brand name or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna assume. Who the heck is doing that? Good question. I'm busy focusing my mind by remembering my primal self.
What a god.
Well, I guess there's only one person it could be. Who is
Hey!
that?
Taking a nice relaxed Taking a nice relaxed pleasure flight in a place like this?
Leave me alone.
I'll bet you haven't warmed up enough yet, huh? Well, Super Genius Jaden has come to play with you.
Jeez, you're such a pest. It was my annoying partner.
Partner, ship confirmed.
Of course, but even though it's children. Are they? I can never tell how young people are.
I seriously don't know. Like,
Fair enough.
fun fact, the Higurashi characters are like in middle school.
What?
Yeah, they're like
That doesn't
middle
make any
school
sense.
age,
It
canonically.
doesn't make any sense.
So I have no idea with this author.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He never leaves me alone, even when I'm trying to focus my mind in solitude. Yeah, the art style is just make them all look like children. We're all adults. Yeah, warming up's important. For someone like you, at least.
Wow. As if you didn't expect me to show up right about now. I love this
What
guy.
is that grin? I am flying for my own sake. It's not like I was waiting for you in tsundere time.
Yeah. Literally. You're such a cute
just-
tsundere, meow.
What a pain. Okay, sure, I'm in.
Doksai,
I don't want people blaming me if you screw up later on. Just that expression.
Activating dimension container player.
So are we using competition rules?
Activating Reaper's Eye. Friendly unit Jaden located. Registering as hostile player. Nah, we can leave it like this. Hey, do you think you can make your mic louder than it currently is?
I could always just move my mic closer and talk more directly into it.
Yeah. Cause, like, I can hear you fine, I can hear everything you're saying, but it's, like, at the same level as the game audio.
Oh. I was just worried about being too loud.
No, you can, like, crank it up as much as possible, because this game is so loud.
Well, you see, this is full mic sensitivity. That's a bit too much.
No, it's not too much. You need to keep going.
I'm just gonna talk closer to Mike.
It's ASMR time.
Oh yes.
You like this place, right? Hostile unit Jaden has activated its Reaper's Eye. You've been located by No way.
Don't act like you're doing me a favor by saying that.
We don't need a killjoy like rules. Let's just go all out on each other. See, the thing is, these two voices are like literally the opposite ends. It's hard to switch from one to the other, because you have to do like the opposite thing to get there.
Is one really high, one really low, I guess?
Well, not necessarily that. It's just that Jaden's voice is like really in the back of the throat, and then the Keropoyo is like nasally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. It's a literal frog. Well, we knocked off each other. We both started circling the Spiritium building, hiding behind it. Spiritium? I don't know.
Spiritium.
Yeah. It blocked our line of fire, but in a gauntlet fight covered like something from an yes, interesting battle. And an infantry battle means nothing.
Time to get started. That pace.
Exactly. Let's play. What are those expressions, though, is my question.
When Meow thrust out his right arm, a burst of luminous angel feathers danced around it, and one after another, guided missiles winked into existence. It looked like an ancient magician summoning familiars. The missiles launched one after another, circling around the building and aiming for Jaden on the opposite side. I don't know why that was funny to me. Then, not a beat later, Meow summoned into existence a massive 7-barrel Gatling gun, big enough that it covered his body. That's 6-barrel.
Oh, wait. They just can't count.
After all, just as Meow had launched the guided missiles around the building, Jaden had launched missiles back at him.
That's just a big no you.
Epilepsy warning. Sorry if you just had an attack already. The missiles that appeared one after another from beyond the skyscraper were met by Meow's Gatling gun. They were rapidly caught by a hailstorm of bullets, exploding one after another, bursting the skyscraper's windows to glittering dust. I was gonna suggest like, wait, aren't they just gonna like kill passing civilians? But I'm pretty sure this is like a virtual reality thing.
Yeah. And imagine if they actually did have a fight.
The Gatling gun, which floated in the sky above Meow's right hand, was exactly like those loaded onto warships to defend against anti-ship missiles. They were supposed to weigh over 9 tons. However, it continued to float there over Meow's arm as if it weighed nothing at all. What I wanted to know is if they can actually do this. Because like this is virtual reality right now, and I want to know if these are things that they can actually do or not. But
good question. I mean, they said that it was said that the technology is still developing, so
I don't know. Maybe.
I just kind of assumed that they can't really do that yet, but they're practicing for when they can, or something like that.
Maybe. Also, look at his hand. It's beautiful. I see the way you're guiding your missiles is as twisted as ever, Meow.
Because that is totally a hand.
Yeah. Jaden intercepted Meow's guided missiles, which had come flying around at him flying at him in the same way. However, no. If they had come flying via traditional maneuver, aiming directly for their target, it would have been easy to intercept them. However, these two could control the flight paths of all the missiles they launched. For that reason, no computer could completely... That's 3 C's in a row. No computer could completely... Like, try saying that 3 times fast. Intercept the volley of their high maneuverability missiles as they approached along such complicated trajectories.
It's kind of just like it's using large words, but also in a weird way, and what?
I don't think so. Nothing about this was confusing to me.
Maybe I just can't read.
Maybe. The missiles were being guided by humans, so it took a human to intercept them.
Ah, yes. Your missiles are pretty twisted, too.
Duking out with you would make anyone twisted.
That's a good comeback.
Yeah. They circled at high speed, shooting down the missiles that chased them one by one. Naturally, both were simultaneously guiding missiles, intercepting them, and also controlling the speed and direction of their own flight.
They just were guided missiles.
Yeah. It would be impossible for a normal person to do all this at the same time. They're like tutors for the missiles.
Yes.
That's why Gauntlet Knights were admired by children. No, by people everywhere.
They are the children.
In a battle between superhumans like this, how you fool your opponent is vital. Even games that appear to be completely intellectual, like chess and shogi, are eventually decided with a physical context, depending on the glucose levels in your blood. They were being chased by swarms of missiles flying in complex trajectories, constantly intercepting them, while still firing missiles themselves and looking for a chance to corner their opponent. Doing so was brutally exhausting. And the instant you gave your opponent an opening, they take advantage of it and end the whole thing. That was how a standard one-on-one fight between Gauntlet Knights went. So you think you can win if it's an endurance dogfight, huh? Don't forget, Meow.
I know you're a super genius, right?
Yep. I'm super genius Jaden.
That's what makes me think that they're kids.
The next instant, Jaden's... Or maybe he's just a kid inside. The next instant, Jaden scattered glowing feathers through the air as he changed his movement pattern. He turned at a right angle, heading straight towards the floor of the building. He burst through the massive glass windows and flew inside. The entire 58th floor of the Mu-Spiridium building is a single observation deck restaurant. Thank you. He raced... I don't know why he just said that. I imagine him like turning to the camera and saying that. just to like tell the reader.
Amazing.
He raced through the empty restaurant, sending tables flying. While playing a fierce game of tag with guided missiles, Jaden had also been investigating. He had accessed the floor plans for the Mu-Spiridium building that had been the center of their dogfight. The building screening the two... Oh, give me a sec.
What?
There. Okay, we're back. He had accessed the floor plans for the Mu-Spiridium building that had been the center of their dogfight. The building screening the two of them from each other had instantly become a shortcut.
You're little.
No, you're little. I'm a super genius. Hear me roar!
What is this?
The entire building was pierced as he performed an all-out body slam backed by a force field. Despite that, Meow just barely managed to dodge. He kicked off the empty air and sent Boeing feathers flying, changing his direction in a right angle. Again, he really likes these right angles. And plunging straight down. Of course...
Well, yes.
What?
What? I was just saying, yeah, he does.
Oh. Of course, Jaden hadn't been naive enough to hope that a surprise attack would land a clean hit. However, in dodging, Meow had been forced to make too sudden a vector change, and the anti-G ATMS in his body had used up almost all of its energy in an instant. Boing. Energy depleted. Beginning recharge, Poyo. Until you're fully recharged, you can't do anything at all, Poyo. Without energy left, Meow lost all control and could do nothing but let himself fly in a free fall straight down. His energy would recharge soon, but in an extremely close combat situation like this, that pause would be utterly fatal. Jaden was looking down on him from above, in complete control. Their raw, unaugmented gazes crossed.
What would make an augmented gaze?
I don't know. Do they have like upgrades that can give their gaze?
It just makes their gaze look cooler.
Yeah. It's like a VR chat.
Exactly.
Jaden swung
it's a
his
cosmetic that actually costs money.
Yeah, it's like a it's microtransaction. Jaden swung his right arm down, scattering glowing feathers about as he summoned a .50 caliber heavy machine gun. Enemy unit Jaden has achieved target lock. Energy recharge in progress. Evasive maneuvers highly recommended, Poyo. But too bad, Poyo Poyo. You're still recharging, so you can't do anything, Poyo Poyo. Oh, but even if you're in freefall, you can still pray, Poyo. That's Meow.
Oh. This new version of Kairo Poyo? Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you actually pronounce that?
Kairo Poyo.
Yeah, okay. I'm just not gonna try to pronounce it again. I can't read right now.
Gotcha! Meow!
Ignition. I'm just imagining actually just saying meow.
Well, he is. Huh? Even when supplemented by the Reaper's Eye system, which makes it possible to observe the entirety of the surrounding area, people tend to focus on a single point when they get excited. Actually, they tend to do that anyway, that's just kinda how it works. Like, I don't think you can actually focus your eyes on several points at once.
Unless you're secretly not a person.
That's true. In that instant, all other directions became blind spots for them. Though by the time he saw that, it was already right behind him. His mom telling him to come back home. At exactly the time Meow made his emergency dodge downwards, he had summoned a missile directly above himself. He had just summoned it in midair, nothing more. It was a mere floating object, not guided or moving in any way. So it had entered freefall and was now right behind Jaden. However, it wasn't as though he hadn't given this missile any orders. It had just one, okay. And that was to explode after a few seconds delay. That effect, though.
Amazing.
A massive explosion engulfed Jaden from behind. An instant later, pure white angel feathers were scattered all over the area in front of the blast. It was a sign that the rejection shield had blocked the explosion. A gauntlet knight wouldn't succumb to a little attack like that. They could fly about at will, arm themselves at will, and also shield themselves at will.
I would hope it's all at will.
It was an invincible shield usable only by gauntlet knights, who could perform a Drysig conversion, or Drysish, I guess, conversion on Spiridium unaided. A rejection shield. They could extend it instantly, blocking any sort of attack.
Well, so how is this exactly supposed to be related to the other stuff? Is it supposed to be?
What?
I mean, is this part of any series, or is it just mostly by itself?
You mean like the game itself?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's part of When They Cry, but it's not. It's all of the When They Cry titles are like pretty much self-contained and very different in tone and genre. They have connections, but you don't need to necessarily know what that is to enjoy any particular one of them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, where was I? However, depending on the strength of the attack and whether the defender was taken by a surprise, doing so could expend a massive amount of energy. You got me!
As if I'd let you in with a little trick like that.
It had been a completely unexpected trap, and it had resulted in a blast to the back at an extreme close range. Jaden had used up almost all of his energy in an instant. Triggering it at such a close range would have taken you out with the shrapnel too, but you got me to put up with my shield and block it. You really are crazy awesome and totally screwed up, meow!
Why do they stretch out names?
Sending glowing feather scattering with the last of his energy, Jaden rapidly accelerated towards Meow. And Meow, who was in free fall, waited for Jaden as he came to settle this. I almost can't take myself seriously every time I have to say Meow. But that's actually his name.
Amazing. Jaden.
Meow! Surrounded by dancing fragments of glass, glowing wings, and shrapnel from the blast, the two men raised their fists and collided. Slap?
I can't take this seriously either.
Good thing it probably isn't meant to be. At least this part.
Yes. Surprise sounds.
Gotcha! As the pair descended in freefall, the two punches containing all of their strength crossed. It was a cross counter. So, would they take each other out? No.
To dinner?
Yeah, that's what I assume is going to happen after this.
Yeah.
So, okay. The victor was clear. If you're short, that means your arms are short too. Right, meow? Music note. Jaden's right straight definitely reached Meow's cheek, but Meow's right straight didn't make it. The difference in reach was obvious.
Wait. Yeah, now I get it. I don't know why it took me so long to actually understand what was happening there. Damn.
He lost just specifically because he's too short.
Yes, it took me like 5 seconds to actually understand what was going on.
Yes. In the end, the showdown between Gauntlet Knight aces was decided not by wit, nor physical strength, nor glucose levels, but by height alone. Their energy was recharged, and they regained control, rescuing them from the shackles of freefall. The face.
This is amazing. If I can stop laughing for more than 5 seconds. Yeah. I hate this right arm. Get me a saw. It's coming off. And I'll replace it with a rocket fist.
Sweet, let me know when you do. I'll even give you special permission to punch me.
That's a promise, okay? Don't you go forgetting it.
Still, I'd expect no less from you, meow. Shorty. Yeah, I think that's meow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume so. I thought I'd launched the perfect sneak attack, but if it had been perfect, he wouldn't have been able to set a trap so quickly. Yeah, I can't tell who was saying what. I'll bet he figured I'd come at him through a shortcut and waited for me. I moved first.
Oh, okay, this is Jaden.
Okay.
Oops.
Yes, you can't tell who's saying what at this point.
Yeah, I mean, at least it tells you who is actually speaking. It didn't have that much for the previous titles.
Amazing.
I moved first, so I was able to make it through the chaos somehow. But if I'd been a heartbeat slower, and if Meow had finished his preparations, I probably would have been taking out neatly. Not bad, partner.
That's a word now.
I may have won by a nose, but the battle is far from mouth.
I let you win, obviously.
Look at the mouth.
That's just a circle. I mean, you always get pissed when you don't win in the end. Naturally, I lost on purpose for the sake of your mental health.
Huh? And I was trying to be a gracious winner, too.
No matter how you look at it, my trap worked perfectly and I won.
You can tell you had a lot of fun drawing these faces.
Of course. In a real battle, it wouldn't end with a punch. And my recharge would have been at least a second sooner. Then if it were a real battle, I would have blown you away with a force field and slammed you against the wall, winning.
I like how you have to add, like, the winning at the end. Ah, damn it. We almost closed out that scene so neatly, and now you've ruined it. Though he said this, Jaden laughed, looking somewhat amused. Meow wasn't really the sore loser he sounded like. They had both just been scuffling and playing. And look, now he's smiling too. It would be great if I could see him.
For enemies.
Yeah. However, his expression transformed utterly a second later.
But you know what? I'm gay. That was way too reckless, putting your body in line with a sudden sneak attack like that. In a real battle, we would have taken each other out.
Yes, now let's do that.
Or you might have hit the building and blown yourself up. That would have been funny. Aren't you supposed to be a super genius? Then don't fight in a way that'll end in a mutual kill with both you and the super normal enemy.
Super normal? I know that. We were just playing, so I just had a bit of fun, okay?
And that's not all. The paths of those first suppression missiles were too simple. You kept getting stuck in the pattern without twisting it up a bit. And you wasted time with intercepting missiles. I can't say the word missiles today. Your trajectory when dodging was weak too. Just look at the trajectory. The 3 seconds after he started intercepting missiles. What?
Just keeps going.
What a pointless maneuver. Get rid of the loss from this part and you would have enough energy to finish me off in the final clash. And look at the trajectory from 20 seconds later, 24.2 seconds later. Make gravity and inertia your friend instead of wasting your anti-GAMS. Hey, are you listening to me, Super Genius Jaden? I'm laughing too hard to actually say it correctly.
I like how this argument is basically they're arguing over complimenting each other.
Amazing.
Great, here comes lecture mode, Meow. Meow sent in bits of battle action data one after another marked with red annotations.
Of course.
At first I thought this guy was so annoying, acting like he was my instructor or something. However, when he lectures people, he's definitely not letting his emotions get the better of him, as you can definitely not see in the right side of the screen. Things he points out are always accurate. Most importantly, he really does watch people. Normally in a fight, you'd only think about how you're gonna take down your opponent, and how super strong you'll be when you win, right?
I don't think so.
Meow is always watching his opponent when he fights. Always thinking. Might sound weird when I put it this way, but he's seriously thinking about his opponent's feelings.
However, the way you demonstrated parallel thinking by searching for a way to strike back while playing tag with missiles wasn't bad. You used evasive maneuvers to gain yourself a moment of time to stockpile your mental resources, which you then employed effectively. Judging by your level of strain, you minimized the amount of unused mental resources throughout the fight.
I like how there have been this many paragraphs, and the only actual criticism was like, you were a bit reckless, and the rest is complimenting, but making it sound like it's an argument.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, it's not like I can leave any of my brain unused in a fight against you, Meow. See? He really does look closely at his opponent's feelings. He may never miss it when someone gets clumsy or screws up, but he never misses it when people work hard. I tried in my own way to make use of the precious advice you gave me in our previous match, and it looks like you noticed.
You tried in your own way to confront the problems you had the last time we fought. Had a stroke. That's what makes you super genius, Jaden. Nice work.
Damn it, why the hell am I blushing getting a compliment from a guy?
Gay.
Yeah. Because you are. This is why I've never had any desire to quit being your buddy.
Buddy, he says.
A friend has arrived, Boyle. I'm not gonna say that 4 times.
Yeah, once is enough.
Who is this? I don't know which person this narration is for.
I'm gonna assume both are thinking that at the same time.
Yeah, this has to be Jaden. Then my Kizuna's Kerapoyo notified me that a bunch of friends have arrived at once. Sheesh, can't you let the two of us flirt alone in peace? Not gay, by the way.
Of course. No homo. What? How do you pronounce that name?
Gunhild. I guess I'll take this one. Seriously? Just when you should be trying to preserve your sugar levels, you start an all-out battle?
We didn't do much. Just a bit of a warm-up. We didn't do right.
The show? That's right. Just a bit of light stretching.
Ah, yes, flying through bulleting is light stretching.
Your blood sugar levels don't agree. Friendly unit Lilia has been registered as hostile. Friendly unit Kashka has been registered as hostile.
That hair, though.
You take that one.
Wait, which is that the character on the right?
Yeah.
Oh. Who would have guessed we'd find a couple of kiddies playing in a place like this? Meow. I'm just gonna say it as meow because it's Japan.
Yeah, and also it's kind of confusing when you translate it to English because it sounds like they're saying the name, but
exactly.
The name is the English sound. Well, this looks like a place worth smashing. There are so many characters getting introduced. I don't know who to give what because I haven't gotten. This is
Should we just take turns? Maybe that might be the best.
Okay, so I guess this is your character then.
Yeah. Also, how do you pronounce? Is it Lilia?
Yeah, it's Lilia. It's
name?
German.
What?
Yeah, these are both German names. It's Lilia.
Okay. Hey, Lilia Koshka, stop that. This is no time for a battle. What is that emoji?
Yeah.
Emoticon?
That face, oh my god.
I won't forgive you for having fun in a place like this while we're getting bored to tears by that ceremony, yeah. What is the rest supposed to be?
I was so bored. Time to blow off some steam to make up for it.
This stream's a little bit lagging.
Uh-oh. Can you see it? It's Lilia talking.
Yeah. Let's see who can take down the others first, yeah. There's no way I'd ever lose to a hick like Koshka. Yeah.
A hick? Am I supposed to give like a southern accent then?
Oh.
I can't really do a good one. Don't.
I guess a bad one.
Don't make me laugh. I'll take on you and the others and crush you.
Go ahead and do it if you can. I'll beat up Meow and Jaden and plant you upside down in the Siberian permafrost. Yeah.
That's oddly specific.
Why Siberian?
I have no idea. Enemy units Lilia and Koshka have activated Reaper's Eye. You have been targeted, Pollo. Enemy unit Lilia is summoning an anti-air mine dispenser, Pollo.
What?
Enemy unit Koshka is summoning an anti-gauntlet sniper rifle, Pollo.
Rifle. And hey, just stop it already. The instructor's gonna get mad at me with another emoticon again. What is that?
Odds of Chloe getting chewed out by the instructor now at 99%, Pollo. Hehehe, Kairo.
What is that noise?
Kairo? Kairo is just
I have no idea.
Kairo is just the frog noise.
Oh. Wow, I can't take this anymore. Runs away.
Good grief. Meow, Jaden? Are you sure such a light warm-up was enough for you? No, I was just thinking it was time for a real warm-up. Right, Meow?
Yeah. This time, let's check our ability to work as a team. If you take a gamble like last time, I really will punch you, okay?
Sure, I'll just wait for you to get a rocket fist that can actually reach my face. Then it's decided. Chloe, we should do a little warm-up too.
Somehow you just make her sound like an old woman.
I'm not trying to.
It's just funny though.
Should I double down on that?
Yeah, she's just an old woman.
Yeah, okay, I'll go harder on that.
Friendly unit gunner, let's register as hostile. What? Nani? No. Sad face.
Friendly unit Gunhild has initiated AMS surveillance and is now providing data to friendly units, Pollo. Enemy unit Chloe has begun accessing Super Tokyo Tower's anti-air cannons Sakura 1 and Asagao 1, Pollo.
That face was funny.
Okay, old lady voice. She may try to hide it, but Chloe's totally on board with this.
I like to imagine that. Just let me take all of you out to dinner. Instructor, none of this is my fault. I'll happily take the first strike, and yeah, I'm gonna eat everything up. I'm not gonna leave a scrap for Koshka.
If you and my target line up, I'll skewer you.
Do it if you can, yeah.
Here they come. Let's go, Meow.
Hope it's lagging again.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. I think okay, Discord streaming is just not working.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now it's good finally.
Okay.
It just sort of stops and then it just goes.
I think it's on your end.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it just.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I'm so fired up. I couldn't care less about that Battle Standard Festival of Peace.
It wouldn't be fun any other way, Pollo. Okay, ready? Fight, Pollo. Fight-o. Oh, here comes the OP finally after like an hour and 30 minutes.
But after like 3 episodes.
No, this is one episode. It's gonna be like an episode per chapter.
It's like 3 episodes worth. It's like 3 anime episodes worth of.
Oh no, it's more than that.
That face. And of course, there's more characters.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of characters.
Why nuns?
Because. Oh yeah, and don't pay attention to that. That totally wasn't just Higurashi characters.
Those expressions are just the best.
Yeah.
You just look like you're cringing.
Yeah.
It's a very flashy OP.
True.
Yes.